called No One Would Tell.
Huh?
You remember that movie called No One Would Tell?
No one would tell.
Yeah.
Nah, who's in there?
It's like the girl who played DJ from Full House
Uh,
and Fred Savage. They play like an abuse. This guy Fred Savage, he plays an abusive boyfriend who abuses the girl and some shit.
oh
I sent
shit.
him on the group me.
Uh,
Yeah, I forgot about that movie and shit. I was like, yo, I remember this movie like when I was
mm,
little.
wow.
Yeah, man. I was like, damn, that's a throwback right there. Shit.
Right.
Did you see the American Music Awards 50th anniversary thingamajig?
Nope, I ain't see it. What
All I
was
saw was,
what was it what the hell was it anyway?
honoring 50 years of the American Music Awards.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
All I saw was Jennifer Hudson screaming Whitney's song once again. I'm just like, I'm sick and tired of her screaming.
Right.
Every
Okay.
fucking time, she's always screaming. And I like Jennifer Hudson, but over the years, it's just like, girl, stop screaming these lyrics and shit.
Right. Shut your ass up.
Hey, Miss Gigolo.
Hey, Miss Gigolo.
Yeah, I'm about to start in like 6 minutes because I can't really stay on like for too long. I got to work in the morning.
Right.
But
Well, we got a short album, and then the list is going to be top 10, right?
yeah,
That's great.
yeah, we got some good content coming up, bro. I
Yeah,
was
I
just
know.
yeah, I was just telling Lucia about the Ghostbusters month and stuff like that. She said, "Damn, that's a lot." I was like, "Girl, that's nothing."
Right. Remember you doing that Thursday? When is that?
Well, we're gonna do Ghostbusters one about
What you mean?
12,
This
12.
is what we do.
Right. We're gonna do Ghostbusters one. We're gonna kick that off 12:30 in the morning because Mike has to show his collection because we're gonna do the collection video earlier that day, but he can't make because he at work. Oh, we also gonna do this. We also gonna do the soundtrack too.
All right.
Yeah, man. Just trying to do a little something for Halloween and stuff like that. I'm
Right.
just like,
This is what we do. You know.
yeah, I was gonna get some albums this weekend, but I'm just like, I'm gonna wait till I get paid to order my last bit because I might show some shit up until December. Oh wow, Nelly was at this shit. Oh wow, well, man, what's up? You said I've been listening to 8 Ball MJG Top of the World album. That's gonna be next week, bro. I can't wait for that one.
What's good, Romari? Romeo?
I always say Romero, but I might be fucking it up. You never know.
We stay fucking up people's names, so
TT, what's up? I actually last night with my sister. I might say my thoughts. I might do a review on that. I don't know yet. But yeah, I'm just trying to get my shit together for the collection video. Boy, I cannot wait till this Wednesday, boy. We haven't had a good collection video. How long?
it's been a minute. It's been a minute.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think the last one was like earlier this year. Was it earlier this
In
year? I think.
April. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
think
know
it
it was
was.
after my whole car situation. Yeah, because I probably kept pushing that one back. Oh, I always say your name right. Okay, bet. Because I always fuck up somebody's name. So at least I'm doing something right. So it's been a apparently a lot of people are faking breaking up just for publicity stunts. Apparently, because I was watching
Right.
because that was DDG and Haley, one of them Bailey sisters. I can't really keep up honestly. Apparently they broke up. They got the baby, and they break up their relationship. It's like they only in a relationship for the baby, and then you have Cardi and Offset pretty much. Oh, we back together. I'm just like, why y'all surprised by this shit?
That's whack.
Why the fuck y'all? Right.
Fake.
So you let me get
Was really good, you know.
let me get this straight. Let me just get this straight. Try. So these motherfuckers are going to bring a lot of people on the social media bullshit. Mind you, they're going to bring Quavo. It's Quavo. Quavo's nephew, his late nephew, in this bullshit. And all of a sudden, oh, we back together. It was just for club. Man, that's the most. But y'all look up to these couples, right?
I don't look up to none of these motherfuckers. I don't care what they do.
Y'all look up to
You know
these
what I'm saying?
couples.
If whatever they do, it's their business. I care about my relationship.
Right. Okay, I'm about to start this shit now. I'm just gonna put my shirt on. All right. I'm ready to start whenever you are.
Let's go.
What up, bitches? How y'all doing? This your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try in the building with me.
Yo,
How you doing, Try?
chilling.
So I did find a hip hop album we can do an album anniversary on. You know, since we're not doing anything Monday, I just found it for Monday. I was originally going to do RZA's Birth of a Prince, but I want to save that for the review coming up very soon. But since we're doing Southern hip hop, I might as well pick another Southern classic. Ludacris's Chicken and Beer. This album came out October 7, 2003 on Disturbing the Peace under Def Jam Recordings. Yo, I go back and forth which one's my favorite Luda album, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, back, what's that? Back in the first album, damn, I can't even think right now because I'm excited. Back for the first time and stuff like that. I feel like that's like one of hip hop's greatest debuts. I don't care what no one say. Word of Mouth, I feel like that's the Ludacris we all get to know and love. Then you have the Red Light District, which has some of his best songs and stuff like that too. But this one right here, I mean, this one might be my most listened to Luda album, to be real with you. And the reason why I like this album is because, well, let me talk about the history and shit, because this is what around the time when he started rapping at a lot more faster flow and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Around this time, he actually got into a situation with Bill O'Reilly, that piece of shit, who pretty much said Ludacris was a bad influence, but at least Ludacris did not get accused of sexual harassment. But that's another story for a different day. And he was literally becoming like one of the best rappers at that time a lot. Because I feel like Ludacris, I'm sorry, I hate to say it, I feel like personally he don't get his just due, in my personal opinion. Because when people look at Ludacris, they look at him as like a funny, comedic rapper, which, yeah, he is. You can see like the Redman influence a lot when it came to Ludacris. But he is literally one of the most versatile artists, in my personal opinion, especially at that time and stuff like that. Like, with all due respect to T.I., when it comes to Atlanta, I was more a Ludacris fan and shit like that. With all due respect to T.I., I still fuck with T.I. though, but Luda was my nigga right there. But we've done a review on this album years ago, and this album is filled with banger after banger after banger. Just the Southern Fried intro alone, with that Isaac Hayes sample and stuff like that. I mean, classic hip hop quotables. Excuse me. Eric Sermon on that beat and shit too. Diamonds in the back, sun rooftop. They're gonna see with it. I mean, that actually what introduced me to this album. Me and my sister used to bump that song a lot. Pussy Poppin', Splash Waterfalls. That and the Tony remix was cool and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Man, this whole album was just fire after fire and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I want to say this album got a few Grammy nods. I want to say, excuse me. Yeah, it got a few Grammy nods. I can't really find it at the moment, but I'm gonna let you give your thoughts on the album and stuff.
Classic album. Definitely enjoyed it. You know, he's in his bag at that time, and I think that might be his best one. That might be his
I
best
agree.
one. You know,
I agree.
I love Word of Mouth. That was a great album, and Back for the First Time, Red Light District. But I think this one solidified him.
Right.
The album cover was just hilarious.
That album cover is
The
iconic.
album cover is holding the chick leg, and you got the salt shaker, and the production was great. And I don't think he's underrated. I think he's right where he needs to be when it comes to lyricism and you know punchlines and all that. I think he's right where he needs to be. And Pussy Poppin', I remember seeing that on Uncut at late at night. For
Yeah.
that video, and Stand Up was great. That video was hilarious, and Blow It Out. Where he's like going at was it Bill O'Reilly? He was going at
Yes. Yes, sir.
that shit was fire. Diamond in the back. The whole album, the whole album. Hard Times with 8 Ball and MJG. Hint hint. Called Thomas. That was one of my favorites on that.
Now,
You
wink,
know,
wink.
yeah, Hip Hop Code was like the whole album was great, and I think he's a legend. I think he's definitely a hip hop legend, and what he did for you know Def Jam and Def Jam South and DTP. I've seen him in concert, and he killed it. Live, and he has a lot of energy. So he's great,
Huh.
man. Huh?
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, definitely a 5 Mile classic.
Definitely. All right. So the album that we are going to talk about tonight is going to be MJ and MJG's first album coming out hard. I'm going to pull up the album cover. Give me 1 second. All right. This album came out August of 1993. They didn't put the date out on Wikipedia. Okay. All right. It came out on Suave House Records. You know what I'm saying? And there are no singles for this album and shit like that too. So yeah, this is underground right here. You know what I'm saying? So all right. So this welcome to our new artist Sunday. We're gonna take it back to the hip hop side of things. We're gonna do 8 Ball at MJG. Just a little disclaimer. We are gonna talk about all their albums. We're gonna talk about one solo album from each 8 Ball and MJG. And we are also gonna touch on the Bad Boy Records album. So just getting y'all prepared and stuff like that too. I mean, hey, it is what it is. I mean, all right. But producers include Tony Draper, who was pretty much like the dude that pretty much founded Suave House and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? More on Suave House in a minute. So tell me how you got into 8 Ball and MJG.
Got into them with might have been the second album. I want to say,
Ooh,
but I used to see their videos a lot on Rap City. You know what I mean? And they had a different sound, and it was it's just like for New York, it was like we didn't really know too much about them. Radio wasn't playing them up here, so the only time we would like hear their stuff or see them would be on Rap City or Young TV Raps. You know, and I used to see like a lot of them being played on there, and then when uh when they went solo and MJG when he came out with the No More Glory album, that album was actually good. I actually listened to that, and he had the That Girl joint where he sampled the Stevie Wonder song,
oh wow,
and that album was fire. I remember hearing that back in the day, and 8 Ball came out with that. It was like a double album, the Lost album.
yeah,
I remember seeing that in stores, and you know, but I mean, like through the years, like they've been doing they thing, for the South, and then like collaborating. with different artists up here. You know, they won Mace's Harlem World. You know, they won the 8 Ball was on the Violator compilation with Big Pun and Fat Joe, and so they've done, you know, collaborations up here to get them more noticed. I just felt like when he had artists like UGK and, you know, 3 6 Mafia and 8 Ball MJG, they were heavily slept on up here because they wasn't really playing them up here unless they did like a huge collab with somebody. But you know, I feel like they, you know, 8 Ball is fire. You know, I liked his stuff. He's still putting out music now. You know, MJG, you know, he's been doing his thing. You know, and the Bad Boy album, my homeboy actually had bought that shit. I remember when that came out, and he didn't like it. And
Wow, wow.
he ended up giving it to me, and I heard it. I'm like, I didn't like it. I'm like, what is this? Like, what is going on? Like Bad Boy South, like, you know what I'm saying? It just was like, I don't understand why they signed with Bad Boy. You know, I didn't care for it. I just thought this is not them. They're really trying to sacrifice their sound and integrity for you know, radio, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like you know, the shit that I used to hear from them was fire. Like I remember the verses they did, that was dope too. You know, I don't know if a lot of people saw that one, but
Oh, I didn't, because fucking
mhm.
Swiss Beats and stupid ass Timberland were trying to pay motherfuckers for that one. Charge motherfuckers. Wait,
Yeah,
was that the
that
one?
one I saw. I forgot when it was. It was them against UGK, and Bum B was like basically doing it by himself. You know, it's just him and the DJ against, you know, 8 Ball and the MJG. But I mean, that was a dope one and shit. It just, I don't know if a lot of people saw it, and it wasn't promoted right there anyway. You know, but um, for what they did for Southern hip hop is shouldn't go unnoticed. You know, a lot of heads don't mention them or talk about them, and it's a shame. You know, but they've been doing their thing for a long time, and you know, it's good that we could review their stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you about that, bro. Um, I actually got into them when I was just listening to like a lot of hip hop, and one of the songs that really got my attention was the song "Space Age Pimpin'," which we're going to talk about that when we do the third album and stuff like that in 2 weeks. And it was just the way how that song was produced, and I just immediately fell in love with that track. You know what I'm saying? Just the intro, the beat, the stripped out video. I'm getting way ahead of myself, but as far as duos go, they definitely deserve their just due and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because when it came to 8 Ball and MJG, they definitely talked a lot about that pimping shit. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much when it came to them, a lot of motherfuckers definitely took notice from them. But what they were doing compared to what like Ghetto Boys and UGK was doing, it was not really groundbreaking per se. But compared to like stuff like, because Too Short, he was on that pimping shit too, and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? And 8 Ball Energy, they were pimping, but at the same time, they still had a little gangster in them. And I feel like coming out hard that I want to talk about today might be the most gangster pimped out record ever. And that's another thing. I'm just gonna coin that term, gangster pimped out. Cause I feel like on the outside looking in, they definitely found their style with this one, with that one and stuff. And On Top of the World, I'm just like, that's spoiler alert, my favorite album from them. Spoiler alert. You know what I'm saying? But I'm getting way ahead of myself, and definitely. I mean, I feel like with this album too, I think this was like the first release on Swab House, if I'm not mistaken. So, and that's like another label from the South that definitely was very influential and shit like that too. They had cats like Tila, Crime Boss, very underrated cat, motherfucking
Big Mike was on that label, and Rick Ross was on the label at one point there too. Yes, that Rick Ross. So, yeah, man. So 8 Ball and MJG, for those who don't know, they were a duo coming from Memphis, Tennessee. You know what I'm saying? I'm I'm gonna be real with you. I found limited information about them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just doing with this artist, and I'm gonna do my best with what I can find. But they have been best friends since middle school, and they actually met in 1984. You know what I'm saying, at Ridgeway Middle School and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So, and of course, we all know the story. They got a love into hip hop. They started rapping and stuff like that too, and they pretty much released the underground album called "Listen to the Lyrics" in 1991. Um, just a little disclaimer, also, they actually did come out with a compilation album called "Lyrics of a Pimp" in 1997, which most of their songs was pretty much from that Listen to the Lyrics album was on that compilation and stuff like that too. So just throwing that shit out there. And so that definitely got them the attention of what's his name? Tony Draper. Because Tony Draper, he founded Swab House in 1990 when he was only 16 years old. That's wild. And pretty much, 8 Ball and MJG was like their flagship artist and everything like that too. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is when they were pretty much still independent because they definitely had distribution deals from Relativity Records later on in the 90s. And then I think around the 2000s, they got distribution with Universal and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely going to give more information and stuff like that too when it comes to Swap House. But yeah, man, I mean, if it was any other artist, they'll put out a whole little biography. But hey, fuck it.
Right.
So yeah, man. Q said, would you put 8 Ball MJG right next to Outkast, Mobb Deep? Absolutely.
Nope.
I feel like you said what? You said no?
No, no. I don't think they're on that level of Outkast and Mobb Deep.
I feel like they're top 10, but lower 10s. Outkast, Mobb Deep, EPMD, those are my top 5.
More like in the 30s.
Respect. Hey, I mean, I respect that. They, but Outkast, Mobb Deep, Gangstar, they have more impact. You said a Dog Pound too. I mean,
Dog Pound. Fuck no. Dog Pound only got 2 good albums, really, maybe 3.
Yeah, I'll put 8 Ball MJG over the Dog Pound. No. Honestly,
hell no.
I mean, cause I feel like between 93 and 99, 8 Ball MJG had a solid ass fucking run. Like basically that 90s shit. Basically, when it came out in the 2000s, that's when we'll talk about that. Romero said, I don't have them over Outkast or Mobb Deep. Personally, they're up there for me for sure. Respect.
Well, if you ask all them West Coast niggas, they'll be like, yeah, they the best. Crazy ass niggas.
The regional niggas and shit, man.
Yeah. They're the best. They're better than Mobb Deep.
Now, as far as impact in the southern hip hop with UGK, 3 6 Mafia, I'm not gonna mention Outkast because Outkast really was not popping yet. They're not touching UGK, Getter Boys. They're not touching those artists and stuff like that too. It's gonna be real.
Nope.
But hell, not even 3 6 Mafia.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? Not even 3 6. But I do feel like they're very influential, especially when it comes to like the No Limit cats and dare I say the Cash Money cats too. You know what I'm saying? But I know Cash Money have the Magic School Bus beats, like. But I'm mostly talking about the early cat, like UNV, them niggas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's a group I've never heard people talk about. But anyway, so the album cover, it might look simple, but dare I say, this is actually very groundbreaking at the time because you know how No Limit specialized in the pen and pixel album covers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
These niggas were the first ones to do that shit. They were the first ones to really do that shit. And like again, it's very simple, very low budget. I know Master P, he took that shit to another level. That's some of them covers look like some 3D. You had to put some 3D glasses because they look like they were just coming straight at your asses and some shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And when it comes to like, before I get into, I just want to talk about most of like the production on this record and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Because the Memphis style definitely had like a more slower. They specialize more like faster hi hats compared to like the Houston sound. Because the Houston sound, like the UGKs, the Ghetto Boys, like Ghetto Boys Till Death Do Us Part, had like more faster kind of sound and stuff like that. A little bit of live instrumentation. This kind of had like a more slower, bass heavy kind of ordeal and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? More like sonically toned down, if that makes sense. And I definitely wish that this album would have gotten a remastered edition.
Man.
It still sonically it still sounds good though, but I feel I definitely wanted to get remastered and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, the magic, you know them Bling Bling by BG, the Blockers, how about little they're little ding 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 kind of beats and shit, like the Magic School Bus beats. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man. So this album has 9 songs. You know what I'm saying? Not the longest album, but you know what? I'm not mad about that. And sometimes the shorter albums have definitely the right touch. You know, none of that puffy flavor yet, though. You know what I'm saying? Um, I know you don't like when I say that shit, but hey, fuck it. Um, so we're gonna start off with like the intro, and again, the intro. It might look simple, sound similar to a lot of people now, but at that time, it was like very groundbreaking and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like a more slow down, chopped and screw kind of voice and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So very groundbreaking and shit, you know.
It was alright. I don't know about groundbreaking. What was groundbreaking about it?
I guess because like again, no one was not used to that whole slow down kind of feel to it. And like mind you, this was years before 3 6 Mafia had that Mystic Styles with that song Sweet Robbery
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely years before the Chopped and Screwed
Right.
and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? That whole DJ Screw shit. So that's what I kind of mean by groundbreaking. Like niggas in the East Coast wasn't doing that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I did find a little bit more information about the making of this album. So pretty much, Tony Draper started Suave House outside of Houston, Texas, and stuff like that. And they actually recorded this album coming out hard in a hotel, and not in a hotel, but in a spare bedroom from Tony Draper's baby mama's apartment and stuff like that too. So
Wow.
it's definitely interesting. Okay, thank you, Rap Genius. Thank you. All right, track number 2, 9 Millimeter Boys. Very, very, very dope track right here. You know what I'm saying? I love the usage of that Isaac Hayes sample and stuff like that, which has been used by so many people.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very, very nice. Again, I love the usage of them horns too. You know what I'm saying? So the horns definitely was very, very pimpish and shit like that too. So yeah, this is very hot. I like it.
This is dope. I like the beat for this. You know, we had MJG saying, but you ain't because you can't pull a gun with no ammo. You thinking you can beat, but you know you ain't ramble. Fire your beat. You know.
Definitely. All right. Next song is called what's the next song? The First Episode. Um they caught the reggae flavor a little bit with this track right here, but it's not really overbearing and stuff like that too, because they had that very dark, sinister bass line to really complement it. The best way to describe this song, honestly, take the pimp attitude of Too Short with the graphic storytelling of Cool G Rap. That's the best way to describe this song and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I feel like what's his name? MJG definitely stole the show. I love the line when he says, "Your parents didn't teach you, the streets didn't reach you. I'm making easy money for the judge and the preacher. The mayor likes the bitches because they beat him with a chain. The judge and the preacher love to hear dirty things. The governor is first on the bitch paying list. He busting up soon as the bitches touch his dick." very dope and stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of some shit Coogee Rap would have definitely said on the Live and Let Die album, which is very, very, very dope. Probably, honestly, my favorite album from Coogee Rap. Honestly, it's either Wanted Dead or Alive or Live and Let Die. It's either one of those two.
Interesting. Yeah, it was dope. I like the beat for this. The track was fire.
Mm-hmm. Most of them. Oreos. Love them. All right. Track number 4, Armed Robbery. Again, another one of those songs where it's like mixing the pimpish culture with the gangster shit. A lot of fans love this record. It's using the James Bond theme and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, definitely very, very ill. It's the way
I thought that
they
was
use
Mission
it.
Impossible.
You're right. Mission Impossible. I messed
Yeah.
up. You're right. I knew it was one of them spy movies and shit. Saying 8 Ball went in on this joint right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull up some of the lyrics right now. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, they call this song Armed Robbery 93. They came out with an Armed Robbery 99 in our Lifetime album, so stay tuned on my thoughts from that. 8 Ball had a line where he said, messing up my plans with them helicopters in the air. Headed for the airport, wait, I see a roadblock. Hit the gas even harder, fool. I ain't gonna stop. Crash through the roadblock, they ain't gonna get me yet. Jay Smooth waiting at the airport in a private jet. Jumped out the trunk with fast pigs right behind my ass. Yeah, just judging from these lyrics right here, it's hard to really pick a single from this album. Yeah, there's some of these lyrics. I'm just like, yeah, I kind of realized why there was not no singles from this album.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is some hot shit right here.
Love the sample. Mission Impossible. Love those films, and the beat was fire. MJG, he said, put the money in the spot, took the clothes that I got, tied them up in the bag, same place I put the Mac. Fire.
Yeah.
One of my favorites on this album.
Now, let me ask you a question. Who out of the two, who do you say was the most lyrical out of the two? Because sometimes I hear different people say different answers, you know?
I like 8 Ball more lyrically. Just because like he's done more, like, you know, outside of the group, he's, like I said, like he's done a lot of features,
Yeah.
you know, with doing stuff with Fat Joe and Pun and Heavy D, rest in peace, and you know, on Mace's album. I like the fact that he went out of his way to do features and to be you know, to make the East Coast familiar with what he does. Now, I've heard a lot more from him than MJG.
Okay, I might have to go.
Like I said, like even now, like you check his YouTube channel, like he's dropping new music. You know what I'm saying? So he's still putting out music out there.
Right. I might have to go with MJG by a landslide, just because I like how raw he was with his vocal delivery, some of his double entendres.
Yeah.
But this might be the only. I kind of compared the album a little bit to Southern Playalistic Cadillac Music, because this might be the only album because I feel like Southern Playalistic, both Big Boy and Andre definitely was going neck to neck with one another. But this album might be one of the few, as of right now, keyword as of right now, where both of the members was just compatible with one another, if that makes sense. And no song best explains that than my favorite track on this album, Pimps. Yo, this joint right here, I'm gonna be real with you. If you have a feminist, if you're dating a feminist and you want to piss her off after you have an argument with her, play this song. That's all I gotta say. Yeah, I'm going there tonight. Wow. So this song samples Love TKO, but not Teddy Pendergrass's version, but the Womack and Womack version. You know what I'm saying, with Caesar Womack and his wife. Mind you, they were the original writers of the Love TKO song, and they released their version 3 years after that song. Mind you, Teddy Pendergrass' version was technically a cover song, believe it or not, of Teddy Love TKO, but ain't nobody remember the original because he came out with that cover like 3 months later, and the rest is history. But that's another story for a different day. I mean, this song right here, I mean, this might be a top 3 A-Ball MJG songs and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if there was one song that just perfectly captured the style of this album is this song right here. You know what I'm saying? Just advice on how to do some pimping and shit like that too.
Mhm.
Mind you, that whole and I just can't see what's going, and I just can't seem to get my feet on the ground. That part has been sampled by many people, from Kid Cudi for his song Pimpin', excuse me, and Ludacris and Big Sean for their song "What You Smoking" from the Gigawatts mixtape and stuff like that, which is a very solid mixtape, if
Right.
believe it or not. But I feel like both of their second verses were the best verses. I feel like their second verses they just went in and shit like that too. Like 8 Ball, I love the way he starts like part two. It's all the same G. Trying to school fools on this PIMP. Lesson one, first you should pull a bitch, fuck a good. Next time, tell her no. The next time, take a dough. Oh, you better watch your back too, man. Cause there's a lot of bitches in the world with much game. I mean, whoo! And then MJG, yo, this might be one of the most filthiest verses in hip hop history and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? The way that the motherfuckers say, the pimp supplies its bitches with some tricks that they can tempt. A sucker will spend his money till he ain't got nothing left. Instead of blaming the bitch, he needs to blame it on himself. It wouldn't be a hoe if it wasn't for the tricks, but I suggest you keep them so a pimp can keep his bitch. It needed to be understood there wouldn't be one without the other. So why the fuck these folks keep trying to sweat a motherfucker? Oh my god. Motherfucking right, nigga. Come on. Now, I'm not trying to promote pimping or trafficking or none of that shit. I'm not trying to promote all that shit. There's already somebody in jail right now. I don't want to see, to believe it or not. But um, this one right here was a pretty dope track. You know what I'm saying? It's not really just talking about pimping, it's just talking about standing your ground with a woman and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, this song might not be well loved by the PC crowd today, but at the end of the day, if you want some hair on your chest, or if you just want to piss people off, this is a song you should play.
Mm-hmm.
Word
Definitely.
up.
Fire ass joint. You know, I love this track. It's really smooth. Bass line, the beat. We had 8 Ball saying part two is all the same, G. Trying to school fools on this PIMP. If you don't
Woo.
if you don't tell our hoe who's boss, bitches like to run shit but end up getting smacked in the mouth. Loved it.
Definitely, man. I mean, he ain't lying. He ain't lying and shit. You know, he ain't lying about some of them shits. You know. Hey, all right. Track number 6, coming out hard. Now, this samples again one of my favorite songs of all time, Simply Red's "Holding Back the Years" and stuff like that. It's like a braggadocio kind of song, and the way how they use this sample and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? I can only picture a southern. They definitely southernified it. You know what I'm saying? They definitely put their southern flavor on it, and just the way how they chopped it up, I definitely loved it. And I'm gonna be real with you and stuff like that. That's a song I'm never going to sample. Honestly, that's definitely one song I'm never going to sample because it's certain songs I love that I can never sample. Quincy Jones is the Secret Garden. Anything by Parliament and Funkadelic, anything by James Brown and stuff like that too, because everybody has either used them or some of them songs are just special in my heart. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Brand Nubian sampled it better though for the Hold On joint from
Mm-hmm.
everything. I feel like they did it better.
Yeah. This is a dope track. You know, I like the sample and the beat.
Yeah, man. I mean, whew. All right, track number 7, Mr. Big, featuring 8 Ball. Well, this not featuring him. What am I saying? It's an 8 Ball solo track and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? This was again a very dope track right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, 8 Ball pretty much doing a drug run and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? His friends had turned on him, and you know his job at making D's ain't worth it, so he takes a job, and he ends up, one day dreaming to be like Mr. Big and stuff like that, like running over the streets and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, very, very, very dope track and everything that stopped me. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, this is if this song pretty much would remind you of Tyreek St. Patrick, if that makes sense. Because my boy Tyreek keeps saying, "I'm nothing like Ghost. I'm nothing like Ghost and shit." But then he ends up becoming Ghost. We're going to talk about that finale whenever you watch that. That's all I'm going to say.
I saw it already.
You going to talk?
I saw it already.
Saw it already?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about it after the Alchemist review. We'll talk about the power shit.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, this pretty much just had that dreaming of being on top of the drug game and stuff like that too. So fire.
Yes, definitely a banger. Love the beat for this bass line. It's a hard track.
Very hard track. Next track is called "Niggas in the House." Honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. No, excuse me, I mixed it up. "Niggas Like Us." One of the most underrated tracks on this album. The beat from Tony Draper, it has a very horrorcore kind of feel. I can honestly picture like Scarface on this beat. You know what I'm saying? Like Scarface, maybe motherfucking what's that cat's name? Esham. I can either picture Esham on this beat too. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope track. Love it.
Yeah, this was fire though. Nice beat.
Definitely. All right, and the last track on the album is called "Pimps in the House." This is the MJG solo track. My favorite solo track out of the two. You know what I'm saying? The beat definitely had that very Southern flavor, that Memphis flavor that I fucking love. You know what I'm saying? So love this track right here. He had a line where he says, and niggas be joining up with the shit and they mail us. See, pimping ain't dead yet. The pimping can pay the rent. And pimping is demonstrated by those in the government. The money they send you ain't shit but nickels and dimes. I actually kind of like that line and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this one's pretty fire as well.
Yeah, this is dope. I like the beat for this. This is another hard track.
Definitely. I've actually sampled both artists Q, but some of them beats I have not released yet, so that's all I'm gonna say. But overall, this is a very dope album. It is an essential album when it comes to the whole Memphis hip hop scene. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before, what they're saying on this record is not really groundbreaking per se, or how should I put this? It's not really to today's audience. They might look at this saying, "Oh, this is your typical pimping kind of shit that people were doing, yada yada yada." But at that time, it was pretty like groundbreaking a lot and stuff like that at that time. But you know what I'm saying? I always feel like everything gets dated here and there. The shit we might think was ahead of its time back in the day, it still has a little datedness that it can scream 1993. Right. And with this album right here, it definitely screams 1993 more than anything. Like I said, this is like the most gangster pimped out album, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? They were both at the rawest form with this album. You know what I'm saying? So, I definitely feel like, with this record, they were definitely on their bag with this one and stuff like that. I would say it's a classic album. Is it a 5 mic classic? I would probably give it, I'll say 4.5 out of 5. You know what I'm saying? I'll say 4.5 out of 5 and shit like that too. Yes, I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 and stuff like that, and I don't give a fuck.
It's your channel. You say what you
want. I know.
Fuck with Dark Mouth. I had to block that nigga off of my line. I had to block him because he came on there talking all fucking retarded, and I'm like, nah, we ain't doing this. You blocked for good. Once you block, you ain't getting off that block list.
Oh shit! I wish I was there and shit. See what the fuck this nigga was.
Fuck is on that nigga?
Oh my goodness! But yeah, you know what I'm saying. My only gripe, if I had to pick one small gripe and shit like that, I kind of wished they would kind of talk a little bit more than pimping, because even Too Short talk about other shit than pimping here and there and stuff like that too. But it is their debut album. They were still trying to find their sound and stuff like that. And I'm even looking at Discogs right now, and I'm seeing this album go for like $60, $40. I'm just like, God damn. Yeah, you can tell this album's out of print. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm gonna let you say your thoughts on it.
I thought it was good. The production was fire. The songs, the lyrics. Armed Robbery was one of my favorites, and Pimps, and Coming Out Hard, the title track, and Little Millimeter Boys. So I'll give it 3.5.
Okay, that's fair. Yo, so I'm on Discard, and even a 2004 reissue is like $54. I'm just like, yo, and that it costs more than the OG copy. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Let me look on eBay. Hold on. $65. What? Y'all? Oh hell no. 600. Y'all? Hell no. Hell fucking no. I love them, but they ain't worth no $600 or $60. I only have one album from them. That's the 1995 joint on the top of the world album. But
Wow.
that's even a reissue album if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
All right. So let's do this top 10 albums from 1996 R&B albums and shit.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? I could have sworn we already did this one, but thank God we didn't. Cause I'm just like, hey man, we just want to talk 9 songs. I need to kill some time and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna start it off.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a very controversial list. I'm just gonna be real with y'all right now.
Well, that's gonna be controversial. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get it. So my number 10. This might not be an album that is in people's top R&B albums of that year.
Uh-huh.
And I'm even surprised I put it on this list to keep it a buck with you because I like this album, but I feel like it was a bit too long. Hey, it's the artist formerly known as Prince with the Emancipation album. This album came out November 1996. Man, this album, I can't even have a clear opinion on this album because he came out with like 3 albums and shit like that. Mind you, he originally wanted to do Sign of the Times 3 albums and stuff like that, which was originally supposed to be called Crystal Ball. He finally had that. I feel like he did the 3 albums after he was just like, take that, Warner Brothers. I'm free from my contract and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So this one was pretty good. If you guys know me, I like the first disc more. First disc had the jams like Jam of the Year, Court in Time, Somebody, the cover of Bet You by Golly Wow, the cover of I Can't Make You Love Me. The first disc, classic. The second disc is when he was pretty much a tribute to the stillborn child that he lost to Maite, which is a pretty yeah. So it's like I said, I understand what he was. I can never understand what he was going through. I never lost a child, but you have some songs like "Sex in the Summer." You know what I'm saying? The Holy River was pretty good, but
right.
You real with you, it is kind of depressing. But then the third disc is like the funkier one, but at the same time, it's like the third disc is like very hit or miss because he had dope songs like My Computer, but then there's something ish on that third disc, you know what I'm saying? But
ish.
Yeah. I personally feel like if he just had the first disc, a few songs from the second disc, and a few songs from the third disc, dare I say it might be better than the Gold Experience. Very hot because I like the Gold Experience, but hot take, I kind of feel that album's kind of somewhat overrated. Keywords somewhat overrated and shit like that, but yeah, man. But Emancipation number 10.
It's very my number 10 is Babyface the Day.
Ooh,
his fourth album. This was good. And I loved For the Cool and You. Great album. To me, that's his best one. Production and songs on that one, and then he comes back with this, and the single For the Loving You with Shalimar and LL Cool J, a banger. Every Time I Close My Eyes, that was another banger. There's also a Timbaland remix for that.
Really?
Yeah, there's a Timbaland remix for that. I heard it. I heard it years ago. I thought that was fire. How long with Stevie Wonder. That was another great song.
I love that song.
Talk to Me. This was a good album. I know people. Some people prefer Babyface as a producer, and he's a great producer. He might be the best one when it comes to R&B. But as far as albums, I like this one was good, and I love it. And
Right.
in the 2001 album, that one that came out on 9/11, that one was pretty good. Even though it got slept on, but
We still have to talk about that record.
yeah, that's
I
that's
want
the
to
album. He had Buck Wild from
Yeah,
Digging in the Crates, and he had the Neptunes producer.
yeah. I definitely want to bring Ashley on that one too, if possible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Um. Speaking of Babyface, that was crazy what I sent you that Saturday. I never knew about that shit with L.A. Reid and Babyface.
Yeah, I mean, I heard about that. Back then, that they were like beefing or whatever, and
Wow.
I don't really know what what really happened with LaFace and why they like ended the label. I mean, but there was a lot of shit going on at that time. Remember they were like partly responsible for TLC being bankrupt and Tony Braxton.
I might have
So
to do a. Oh, go ahead.
I don't understand that. I'm like TLC should have been billionaires. You know what I mean? And they were basically on had like the hottest selling R&B album of '94, and they ain't got no money to show for it. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
So that's just crazy. And then it happens to Tony Braxton. Like that's two artists on your label. So one time you could say, okay, maybe that was an accident, but twice, that's not an accident.
All I'm gonna say before I go to my next one was they definitely used Pebbles as a scapegoat. I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, they say Pebbles was doing that shit too, though.
I mean, she was, but it was mostly L.A. Reid and Clive Davis. But
Crypt Keeper Clive, there you go.
yeah,
You're in enough trouble. You know what I'm saying?
oh my God, is it any end to this man's madness, man?
The Illuminati cult leader.
But we'll definitely. I might do a wider beef episode on that because that was just thinking. Mind you, L.A. Reid was jealous of Dale Simmons. What I looked up.
Why? He was a
Because that was
producer.
that was Babyface and protege. Because mind you, L.A. Reid and them came from the deal and all that, and then Tracy Edmonds came. Let's get to number 9. We get let's get to number 9 and shit. So this is another album I kind of surprised myself by putting on this list. But you know what? Like I said, I'm full of surprises. Is Mint Condition with Definition of a Band. This album came out in 1996. A lot of people say this is their best album because it's like their best selling album. I tend to disagree. I'm more of a From the Mint Factory kind of guy. You know what I'm saying? This one was good, but I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. I hate that song. What kind of man would I be?
Really? You don't like that song?
I'm so fucking tired of that damn record. It's like anytime niggas talk about Mint Condition, what kind of man would
That's one of their hit songs. What you mean?
I know, but it's like, God damn it. There was so many other dope songs. Like I love You Don't Have to Hurt No More. That was my fucking.
That was a good song. I like that song too. Yeah.
But no, everybody wants to hear what kind of man would I be? And then everybody wants to cover that fucking record too, man. It's like, God damn it. Oh my God. It's like shit. But this one was pretty good. This definitely had that neo soul kind of folk deal to it, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Live instrumentation, because people want to say they're the last great band in R&B and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? Funky Weekend, I Want It Again, On and On was pretty cool. I don't know if I like this more than Life's Aquarium that came out in 1999 or not, because Life's Aquarium was underrated from 99 and shit like that too, but I feel like that discography was very good all throughout and shit like that too. Shout out to my homegirl Ash. I think she hooked me up with most of the albums and stuff like that too.
She gave me the whole catalog.
Yeah, she pretty much gave me the first 3 albums.
Right.
All I want to get the 05 album, Living That Luxury Life though, but that one, they came out with that one I think independently if I'm not mistaken, and that one's out of print and shit. But that's actually one of my favorite R&B albums from 05 though.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
All right, number 9, I got Tony, House of Music.
Ooh, that's on my list.
Album fourth and final album to this day. This was a good album. Not as great as their previous stuff. It was good. There's some bangers on it. Annie Mae is one of my favorites, and Let's Get Down with DJ Quick. Loving You was fine. Not Loving You. Thinking of You was my joint. You know, this was pretty good. It's not on the same level as Sons of Soul or Revival, but
I disagree.
You think it's better than them?
I'm gonna save my thoughts on the album. I respectively disagree.
For me, I got Sons of Soul, Revival,
okay,
and then I got this one, and then the debut. You know what I'm saying? But it's this. I don't know. I feel like it wasn't promoted enough though. They didn't release enough singles off of this like they did with Sons of Soul. And
they were too busy beefing with one another. That's the fucking problem. It was too busy beefing.
And I saw in Raphael Sadiq interview, he said like they're not getting back together now. So
have my hopes up. Have my hopes up for what?
Whatever reunion that was gonna happen for whatever reason, it's off. You know,
and they announced they announced they were finna go on tour and shit.
Right.
That's the fucking.
They did, but coming from him, he's saying that the reunion is off. So I don't know if he's just trolling the fans or what, but I don't know.
Why is it always the groups that I personally love? Loose Ends, Shalimar, Tony, hell, Fugees. Y'all will have some dope shit. Y'all can't just get your motherfucking shit together.
He's saying that he wants to do a new album. He wants new music from the band, and they don't want to do new music. They just want to tour, and he doesn't just want to tour. He wants to put out new music. So that's why they can't agree right now.
Well, it's Tony, not Tony, so I can understand that part. But still, it's just like, if that's the reason, then goddamn, man, don't just say breaking up.
I'm looking. To me, they don't really need to put out new music because everybody know what they got already. They got a greatest hits album. You know what I'm saying? They can tour with that forever off of their greatest hits.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to hear new music, but if they don't put out new music, it's not gonna hurt them.
I just want to see them live. Like, see, when I see a motherfuckers at concert, I'm not in the rush to see like the latest artist out. I see niggas I want to see once in a lifetime. Right. I want to see Tony live one day. So, I want to sing "It Never Rains in Southern California," and that's always been a dream of mine in the concert and stuff like that. I want to experience that fucking shit. I don't want to see Fifth Harmony. I don't want to see all these other motherfuckers and tours and shit like that. Because most of the time they cancel their fucking tours too.
Right.
I mean, shit.
So that's what they can't agree on right now. So for now, he's saying it's off. Maybe another 6 months they'll be back on. Maybe they'll have a change of heart. I don't know.
Nigga, I'm planning on seeing Mariah Carey this fucking year, and I'm planning on I might see Cut Close. See, that's what's shit. I ain't waiting on fucking 6 months, man. I know them tickets are gonna be.
No, I mean for them, maybe in 6 months they'll come back together and say, "Fuck it, let's just tour with our hits. We don't need new music."
Yeah, man, just fucking tour, man. Shit.
So I don't
know. If the Eagles can get back together, if Simon and Garfunkel can get back together and do concerts, then Tony can and shit.
Yeah, I agree. We should.
All right, but I'm gonna save my thoughts because you know how much I love house music. I'm gonna save my thoughts on that one.
Right.
Number 8 is this is another artist that definitely I feel like she definitely had one of the proto neo soul albums. It's Michelle Ndiocello with Peace Beyond Passion. And yes, I did say it right.
You did. I'm sorry. You usually fuck up people's names on
here. Another artist Madonna didn't promote all the way through like that, but we'll talk. Well, actually not, because this was actually her best-selling album. Let me stop. But this was released on Madonna's label Maverick Records and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? She came out with Plantation Lullabies '93, which that was a very underrated album. This one right here was very good too and stuff like that. It definitely had a very neo soul kind of ordeal. I love the songs like Leviticus, Faggot, Mary Magdalene. Oh my God, like that's it right there, man. You have to go through listening to a song like that. And they had a cover of the Bill Withers song, "Who Is He and What Is He to You?" You know what I'm saying? I mean, This is an artist I saw live a couple years ago and shit like that too. Yo, mind you, it was in the festival and shit like that too. And I had got back from seeing I think, well, who did I just see? I think I just saw Erica Badu. It was either Erica Badu or somebody, but I was either drunk or I was on another stratosphere. That's all I'm going to say. And I came in Michelle Diocello, and I think she did a version of Atomic Dog from George Clinton.
Wow.
Yo, that shit blew my fucking mind.
Yeah.
That shit blew my fucking mind and shit. That was the Art of Cool Festival, yo. Fuck COVID, because COVID fucked that whole festival up. We haven't had a festival since 2019 and shit. But they want to have all these gentrify. They want to gentrify themselves by having all these like, what's that Broadway, that Wicked tours on it. Bullshit. I want to see that shit.
It is in November.
Right, the Oscar bait movies and shit. Oh man, yeah, that's my pick right there.
All right, number 8, I got 112, their first album.
Okay.
We did a great review on that. You know, classic. You got production from the Hitman and I'll Be Sure on that. You know, Wani Morris from Boyz II Men. The singles Only You, the remix with Biggie. Rest in peace. Come See Me with Mr. Cheeks from the Lost Boys. Cupid. I love the collaboration they did with Faith Evans. I Can't Believe. Just a great R&B album, you know, and 112 for his first couple albums were definitely, you know, in the zone on that, you know. 5 Mic classic.
Definitely a 5 Mic classic indeed.
Oh yeah.
Add that to the motherfucker D did wrong and shit.
Notice I ain't mentioning the nigga name.
Number 7. This is an R&B album I don't hear nobody mention. They always mention the second album, which I feel like it is a bit better than the first one. Keyword a bit better, but this one, boy, when this guy came out with this one, it was a problem. Donnell Jones with My Heart. Yo. Niggas, they always so quick to talk about where I want to be, which I love that record too. That had a little to it. You know what I'm saying? But My Heart, this was the more soulful record. You know what I'm saying? This goes out to all the players in the hood. Up to no good. Oh yeah. Come on, man. Don't fuck with me, man.
That was a dream.
Yeah, the remix, man. It's all about that remix. Believe in Me. Wish You Were Here. Mind you, he had also one of the best Stevie Wonder covers with Knocks Me Off My Feet.
Yes.
Hot take. I might like that a bit better.
Stevie? Oh wow.
A little bit better. A little bit.
Wow.
I can't believe I'm saying it, but I don't know why.
I can't believe you saying that.
The other Stevie Wonder cover that comes very close is Intro's Ribbon in the Sky.
That was good.
That came very close, but
that was good.
Stevie with Ribbon in the Sky? Ooh. Ooh, I just get chills, boy. Ooh. But yeah, man. We gotta talk about this record one day. I think I got this record too. I think I got this record.
Okay.
Yeah. Y'all don't know, man. Ooh. When it comes to R&B like this, R&B like this makes you go like, ooh, that means I'm on to something and shit.
All right. Number 7, another bad boy artist, Total, with their first album. I think we did a review on this too, right? They first two?
Yeah, we did.
Right. Great. I saw Total in concert in '96. They killed it. They were great. Production from the Hitmen, track masters, Chucky Thompson, the Neptunes, early Neptunes on here, Rodney Jerkins. I had the cassette single for I think it was No One Else, and the B-side was Tell Me, and I love Tell Me. That was one of my favorites on the album, and they actually got the No One Else remix with Kim and Foxy. That's the bonus track. The regular version had the Brat. That was dope. Kissing You, Can't You See with Biggie, classic. Do You Think About Us? So I love this. I love this album more than the second one though. Second one was fire, but I love this one more.
You actually never heard the second one in full, believe it or not.
Yeah, Keisha, Kima, Pam. That one was fire too.
That's ironic. They came out with their real names, and all of a sudden that was the last album. That's very ironic. You know what my favorite track on that album is? Believe it or not,
Mhm.
that interlude definition of a bad girl, just because of that beat
Yes.
and her taking the shit, and they're trying to bother her while she's taking the shit. But I mostly love that for that. I just wish they would have sung that fucking beat though. That's my only gripe. But we want to hear somebody taking a shit though. You know, hey, that's nice. My number 6. This might be a very controversial pick because to many people, this is like a lot of people's number 1.
Uh-huh.
And I like this album, but do I love it? It's very complicated. That's what I'm gonna say. It's Tony Braxton's Secrets.
Uh-huh.
This is not in my top 5. I
I thought you didn't
know.
like this album.
No. Wait a minute now. It's very complicated. It's very complicated. I like this album.
Uh-huh.
Do I love this album? Well, you know, there comes a time when in the 90s, in the late 90s, where Mariah Carey was coming out with One Sweet Day and Hero and all those ballads.
Uh-huh.
And I come to listen to some albums. I listened to Tony Braxton's Secrets one day. And then I listened to Escape's Traces of My Lipstick. And I noticed something weird. They were trying to Mariah Carey-ize those singers and shit like that too. And mind you, some of the producers that work with Tony and Escape work for Mariah too.
Right.
I can also say Mary J. Blige is married to an extent, but again, that one shits all over both of those two. But that's another story for a different day. But Secrets, to a lot of people, this is Tony's best album. I think it's her best-selling album, if I'm not mistaken. I got the heat over Secrets, believe it or not.
Hot take.
This one, yeah, hot take. Yeah. This one I like, but there's some songs I just cannot fucking stand.
Wow.
I cannot stand Unbreak My Heart. I cannot stand that fucking record.
What? Wow.
Unbreak My Heart. And you know, Diane Warren, she's always known for doing them cinematic R&B pop tracks, them operatic R&B pop tracks and shit like that. Mind you, if I'm not mistaken, she wrote for Mariah Carey too. If I'm not mistaken.
She wrote for a lot of people though.
She wrote for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But it's just that certain song, it's just like I listen to that song so fucking much. How can an angel break my heart?
Classic. What? Wow.
But I do like I Don't Want To, which that was the R. Kelly joint. I like that one.
Right.
I like I'm gonna get a lot of hate. I like You Making Me High. That's my joint though.
Yes.
Ooh. That my nigga Bryce Wilson. Groove Theory.
Her boyfriend.
What you know about Groove Theory, man? What y'all know? Show some love. Show some love, man. Come on. Come on, man. Tell me what you want to.
That was her boyfriend at the time.
I gonna make it good for you. When she did that good for you, that's when I was like, yes, that's a classic on the rap. That's a rap. Oh yeah, like I said, this is a very complicated album. I'm still gonna call it a classic, but me personally, I would say it's a personal arguable classic. I respect what it brought to the game. I might do a re-review years down the line one day. Was that a video game? Was that some video game?
That was my notification went off.
Oh, like, this nigga playing Pac-Man because I'm talking to him. Let me stop. I'm joking.
Well, number 6 is Secret.
Oh,
wow. Go figure. That always happens. We have the same one.
I was not expecting this one.
Huh?
I was not expecting this album to have the same placement.
Well, I don't think with the 5 in front of it, I think we're better. But this to me was a solid sophomore album. I don't think it's her best one. I love her first album. First album, Subtitle from '93, masterpiece. Love that one. This one was good. I don't see no song on here that was bad though, because like almost damn near every song on the album was fire. Was a hit record. You know, And You're Making Me Happy. You know the story with that when she was dating Bryce Wilson from Groove Theory, the record label. I think she had somebody else in mind for the video, but he couldn't make it, and she decided to pick Bryce. You know, and then from him being in the video with her, his career blew up as he was producing with other people. That was a great song, and Unbreak My Heart, and Let It Flow. You know, I think it's a great album. And I've seen her in concert. She did all the hit songs from this album. And this is like Long Hair Tony. She came back with a different look. I think it was a great album.
Yes. I feel you though. I feel you. I just feel like the one after and the one before was just stellar album. Hell, the collaboration with Babyface. That's the Love, Marriage, Divorce. That's the R&B classic.
Yeah, that was good too.
That's an R&B. We got to talk about that one.
Yeah,
got to talk about that one.
Definitely.
Now, the top 5. Oh boy. My number 5. This is an album that nobody mentioned, and it kind of pisses me off because personally, I like this album better than the second album he came out with because everybody loves the second album, but you know me, I like to be in the minority.
Yeah.
One goes right, I go left. And this is Tevin Campbell with Back to the World. Yes. His third album, his best album to me, in my opinion. This one right here had heat. They had fucking heat, man. I'm telling you. I mean, he had a song called Could It Be that was produced by Jamie Jazz. And if you guys recognize that sample, Wiz Khalifa used that for Up. You know what I'm saying?
My favorite.
Dry Your Eyes. Yeah, my favorite Wiz Khalifa song too. Dry Your Eyes was great. Back to the World was a nice way to kick off this record. This came out 3 years after I'm Ready and stuff like that. And around that time, 1 year before this album came out, he was pretty much Powerline from the Goofy movie and stuff like that, which I kind of feel like that was like his career peak and what the younger generation today knows Tevin Campbell as and stuff like that. And yeah, I know he got O-Dog's hairstyle from Menace to Society and shit like that. But dare I say I like this more than I'm Ready. I like the I'm Ready album.
Yo, crazy.
Another hot take.
You really love this album, then.
Yes, I do. Wow. I didn't expect to love it that much because I didn't expect to love it that much and stuff like that. Because when an artist grows up and they want to get more edgy and stuff like that too, you know what I'm saying? They end up trying to be more sexualized and stuff like that too. Cough, cough, immature IMX and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Mind you, the producer formerly known as Sean Combs is also on this album too. The Hitman and stuff like that. Oh shit. Also too, he also did a version of The Closer I Get to You with Brandy on New York Undercover. Don't even get me started on that version. Don't fuck with me. I was just gonna say that whenever I'm feeling myself. Just don't fuck with me.
All right. Number 5 is this person's 5th album, Keith Sweat, self-titled.
I forgot
my favorite. No, I don't know. My second favorite, because his first album, I do love his first album. That was great. Wow. My second favorite Keith Sweat album. He has a couple I like though. But definitely this was the one with the bangs, man. Twisted, Nobody with Athena Cage from Cut Close. Cut Close on Twisted, Just a Touch was fire as well, and Come With Me, and this was, I want to say, his last classic album. You know what I'm saying? Cause I like the Keep It Coming album. That was from when was that? Like 97 that came out, 98?
98.
That one was dope too. I enjoyed that one, but that wasn't promoted at all by the label. You know what I'm saying? I think it was on Electra at that time. That wasn't promoted at all. But this to me was like his last classic album. The production was great, and the songs, the features. You got Ron Isley on a track. You know what I mean? Just a masterpiece.
Mr.
Biggs, yes, Mr. Biggs at that time.
My favorite Keith Sweat album is actually Get Up On It from '94.
That was a good.
Believe it or not, it had a little to it. You know what I'm saying? I like to play that right next to Cut Close to this album and stuff like that. I mean, yo, Keith Sweat dropped the motherfucking ball with Cut Close. It pissed me off.
They did.
That fucking I Like album. Oh my god, boy.
I agree.
And I put that on the same level as Crazy Sexy Cool, man. I'm telling you.
Oh wow.
I might put that on the same level as Crazy Sexy Cool. I love the album that much. Athena Cage, I might put up against Chili. What's up? I mean,
oh yeah, she a better singer than Chili. Yeah, for sure.
I mean hot take, man. Hot takes, man. Keep it coming.
She better singer than Chili. Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely.
I agree. Chili is cool, but Chili, no disrespect to Chili. She tries so hard to be sexy on the vocals.
Chili was more like the chick that would come in on the bridges or the choruses.
Because she was just a dancer, originally a dancer.
It was more about T-Bars doing the lead, and I felt like Chili should have did more lead, you know, because she could sing too.
Yeah. My number 4 is the comeback of the ages. Don't call it a comeback. It's New Edition with Home Again. Is this your number 4?
Nope.
Much
higher.
All right, man. We talked about this album time after time after time again. I'm gonna make it short. This might be my second favorite New Edition album. They came out with the swinging. Again, the producer formerly known as Sean Combs appeared on this album and stuff like that. A lot of pop. Oh,
giving it too much credit.
We don't even know if he did the song.
I ain't mentioning his name ever again. No, don't mention that nigga. When we say the Hitman, that's what it is. The Hitman.
But another, I love a song that Hit Me Off. I like it when you hit me. Yo, that video, the Family Matters performance of that track. Oh my! Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started. Don't fuck with me. I'm still in love with you. Shove around. Something about you. Oh, Jimmy Jim and Terry Lou. That's all I gotta say.
Definitely.
Jimmy, man. Definitely. Man. Look. They had Jimmy Jim and Terry Lewis, Chucky Thompson, Gerald Levert. Yo, if you have all them niggas on your, even Jermaine Dupri, I'm gonna give us a bunch of Jermaine. This is 96 Jermaine Dupri. You know what I'm saying? 96 Jermaine Dupri was a different beast than like 98 Jermaine Dupri.
Oh boy.
But you got all. Whoa, what?
I love 98 Jermaine. I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I didn't disrespect 98. I'm just saying 96 Jermaine, 96 Dupri, man. He was just in his bag. You know, he was.
He also did that terrible Brat sophomore album in 96.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't mention that one.
There's one blemish.
Because I was mostly sticking to the R&B side of things and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? But thank you for putting that thought in my head and shit. You know. Oh shit! That's my number 4.
All right, number 4 for me is Maxwell with Urban Hang Suite.
Ooh,
I remember when this came out. They were selling this at the record store for $5. They were selling it like it was an EP.
$5?
Yeah, $5 back then. That's how they were promoting it. And it was a full album, but they were selling it like EPs cost cheaper than the regular albums on CD. So at that time, you could go into the Wiz and they had it for $5, and they were selling it like it was an EP.
With today's economy, I can get 5 R. Kelly albums for $5 at this point.
You probably cheaper than that. I seen some R. Kelly instrumentals for $4 on vinyl. So
I seen it for 4 cents.
Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy. But the production from Stuart Matthewman and Maxwell was great. You know, gave me those Sade vibes.
Yeah.
You know, you had joints like Till the Cops Come Knocking and Ascension, one of my favorites, and you know, Something was a hit single. Sweet Lady, The Proposal Jam, just his whole run, like from this album even to now, has just been great. You know what I mean? And definitely a neo soul legend.
I feel you. Well, my number 3. You know what? I gotta give love what love's due. I gotta give it to Aaliyah with 1 in a Million.
Oh wow.
Yeah. My favorite Aaliyah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with my favorite Aaliyah.
That's also my number 3. So.
Yes. Well, I think that's gonna be the last. Yeah. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna mention it, but So she left R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Originally, she was gonna do this album with the producer formerly known as Sean Combs, but
Oh, wow.
he
just popping up in here. You can't avoid him. He's like a plague.
But I think he backed out of the project to work on 112 and do other things.
Parties. He was too busy for me.
He was I said he was planning other things, other activities. Oh my god, this is just dark as fuck. Anyway, so she started working with Timbaland and Missy Elliott, who at the time were not household names yet. This album kind of made them household names. They were coming straight out of the basement. I'm not talking about Puffy's basement. I'm talking about talk about the Devontae Swing group and shit like that. And yeah, I love this record. I mean, it's one of my favorite tracks. A Girl Like You, a Tretch. Yo, what y'all know about that song?
Oh.
She also has another Isley Brothers cover with the Choosy Lover joint. Never Coming Back. 4-page letter. Yo, I love that beat of 4-page letter. I love how it just fades in and stuff like that in the video when she's laying on the car and stuff. Oh my god, nigga. Yes. Oh my god.
Definitely.
I mean, a lot of motherfuckers try to do that shit now, man. Like a lot of motherfuckers try to do that shit now. It's embarrassing. Hot Like Fire was pretty good too with Timbaland. That was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? The only song I don't like from this album is the cover of Got to Give It Up with Slick Rick.
Really?
Yeah. And I don't like it because it sounds like she's doing a karaoke session. It sounds like she's doing, and then Slick Rick. I like Slick Rick, but it's just like, damn, nigga, aren't you supposed to be in prison and shit? They can let you out for this shit.
Wow. You got a party.
Oh shit. Oh, damn, nigga, you were still in prison at this time. It was just a weird. It was just a weird combination of things and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's the only song I don't like from this album.
Yeah, I've always wanted the Hot Like Fire remix on the. You know, with that the one they play in the video where she's like with the fire engines, they got the all red on. I love that remix. The regular version was okay, but I love the remix for that. But I mean, it was a great album. 4-page letter, one of my favorites, and One in a Million. You know, If Your Girl Only Knew, classic album.
Yeah, very classic. You said that was your okay, great.
That's my number 3.
All right, number 2. Oh boy. Now, if y'all know me, y'all know how much I love this record. I was kind of offended by Try saying it's not as good like that, but you know what? Tony, House of Music, one of the greatest R&B albums of all time, in my opinion. They're Tony's best album, yes. Better than Sons of Soul,
crazy.
Better than Revival,
hell
yes.
You don't even.
I love. All of those are close in quality, but let me tell you, this was them just beautifully transitioning into neo soul. It's like, yeah, neo soul was already made, but it's like they were like, you gotta remember, 2020. I kind of consider them prototypes of the neo soul kind of sound in a weird way. You know what I'm saying? Like I kind of throw in Sade, maybe a little bit of Prince here and there, like latter 80s Prince.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just based on the style and shit. But 2020 is like, y'all think y'all started this shit? Let me show you what we can do with neo soul. And they came out with one of the most beautiful records of all time. I mean, Till Last Summer. Yo. That's probably my favorite Tony track. Next to It Never Rains in Southern California. And stuff like that too. Like the way how they say like Till Last Summer. Very beautiful track. Oh my god. Then they followed it up with Loving You. I was like, yo, when I heard that shit, I had to pause and compose myself because it was just like, yo, this is just fire.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we all know Let's Get Down. I love that record. The remix was very dope too. You know what I'm saying? DJ Quick was doing his thing on that one. Holy Smokes and G Wiz. I love that record. Thinking of You, Wild Child, Tossing and Turning. Oh my God. I don't understand how niggas can just be like, oh, well, this is not as good.
It's dope.
I don't
beautiful song. I think Sons of Soul song for song was better.
Okay, I like Sons of Soul, and that's a very solid album, like my second favorite. But House of Music, oh my! I listened to the album. It's like a love letter to 70s soul. It's a love letter to R&B, a love letter to Black love, and all that. Yeah, they were beefing at that time, but the love was still prevalent and shit like that.
Not with the band. Not with the band.
It's like y'all. It's like imagine Awaken My Love from Childish Gambino. Imagine Janae Aiko's Trip or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like this album, man. Come on. I mean,
did you do a review of this? No.
Yeah, we did.
You did this? Okay.
Yeah, I love this album. I gave it 5 mics. Wow. I think you gave it like 4.5 or 4 mics or something.
It's good. I just it's not my favorite though. It's good. And
I respect that.
Everything's not gonna be somebody's favorite, you know what I mean?
I know, but still, I just don't understand how niggas can just say, "Oh, that's just their last album." I'm just like, y'all missing out on some R&B, man. Like put down the fucking who was popping in the 90s? Like who was that annoying singer? I can't think right now. But
in rap or in R&B?
In R&B at that time, it was somebody I didn't fucking like.
Somebody you didn't like?
Put down Casey and JoJo's All My Life and listen to this album.
That was in 90. That was 96.
Yeah, All My Life. That was 96. Yeah.
Wow.
Mind you, that's not on my list.
Adina Howard, she was 96.
Oh, that album is fire. That was like G-Funk.
Never liked her.
Oh, we had to do a review on that then.
Oh. Never liked her. She was just a good looking hoe. I never cared for her.
Shit.
I don't think she could sing.
She was entertaining. I liked her. She was entertaining.
Right. That's shit that you say to people that can't sing. They were entertaining.
Freaking Like Me was my joint though, man.
Yeah, that was banging. They played that everywhere. They played that everywhere. You could not escape that song in 95.
I was driving past church. I was driving past a church one time and I played this song and shit. I'm gonna be your freak.
Playing that song?
Now I was driving by a church. I blasted the song outside.
What's the other joint she had? A t-shirt and panties on. They played that.
Ooh, Jamie Foxx wrote that one.
Yeah, I think she had the remix with Cameron on that.
He wrote that for Fancy.
Stupid, man.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's my number 2.
Number 2 for me is Blackstreet with Another Level.
Oh, hey.
I love it. Production of Teddy Riley was great. You know, even now when you hear it, sonically it still sounds crisp. You know what I mean? And I love his production. And you know, they switched out members. Dave Hollister left and Levi Little. They brought in Eric Williams and Mark Middleton.
The beginning of the end.
Huh?
The beginning of the end.
The beginning of the end? Oh yeah.
When Dave Hollister, Levi left, it was the beginning of the end.
It was. They got too cocky after this album. You know what I mean? And yeah, just stuck with their first 2 albums. Their first 2 albums were great. But they gave us the record of the year with No Diggity. When that shit dropped with Dre and Queen Pen, man, that shit was everywhere. That video I saw every day. Could not escape it. You know, and they had joints like Fix. That was like one of my favorites, and Don't Leave.
I love Fix.
You know, yeah, Fix was fire. Don't Leave Me was fire. You know, I
got tired of Don't Leave Me.
Huh?
I got tired of Don't Leave Me.
You got tired of Don't Leave Me?
Yeah.
I mean, because Tupac already used that sample, so it was like the same year too. All Eyes on Me, 96, and you know, Blackstreet comes out months later with this, and they used the same sample. You know, Nas came out with "It Was Written in '96." He used the same sample with "Street Dreams" that Pac already used. You know what I mean? It's crazy, but
What was up with these motherfuckers back in the day just using the same samples?
96 was a great year, man. And I'm pretty sure at that time, like artists were like recording in the same studio. So they could have been in the same studio on different floors and not even know it. You know what I'm saying? That's how shit used to go, where they would be in the studio in one room. You got another artist down the hall in another room, and they recording they heat, and they just came out the way it came out. 96 was a great year for R&B and hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And you know, this album was great. I played this album to death. I love their first album. Their first album was great, but this one I think was better than the first one. You know, even the interludes, the My Paradise interlude, I love that. You know, Chauncey Black, Chauncey killed that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Chauncey was like the MVP for both of these albums from Blackstreet, man. He's severely underrated as a singer. And it's a shame that, you know, they couldn't work things out with Teddy Riley, and they went on to do crap like finally and that other shit that came. What's the name of that other album? In Too Deep or some shit?
Part 2.
Part 2? That shit was crap.
Level 2.
Crap. They first two, stick with your first two.
Honestly, I got the first one over another level. I'm gonna keep it above.
Really? You like the first one more?
Yeah, the first one, to me, what I liked about the first one, and this might be the realest shit I say about R&B, that album marked the end of New Jack Swing and the beginning of Teddy Riley's new style. It marked the end of New Jack Swing.
Which was what? What we calling this new style?
Like the hip hop soul influenced style is like the Another Levels, the Take You There, all that kind of shit. Right. Yeah, I Get Lonely and all that shit, you know.
Guy Puppy.
Stay tuned on that. That's what I'm going to say. Oh, Teddy, man. Talk about a fall off. God damn.
Facts.
God damn.
Yeah.
Man, like it's like it's something's not right. It's not every single members of your group leaving and shit like that. It's always and then you always
him, though. It's him because you did this to Guy, you did this to Blackstreet, and they all come back and said they had some issue with Teddy. Either it was money or they were button heads.
But wait, you're too busy going on Oprah and saying, "Oh, that Michael Jackson, that Michael Ecker, that's all his real vocals." It's then years later, I can't believe I lied like that. Shut your bitch ass up. And you had the nerve to call me your best friend. Mind you, you started getting money. You really started getting money from Michael when you were producing this shit. Let's keep it a buck.
Right.
But we ain't want to talk about that. We want to go down memory lane and shit. Like, my number one is Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite. Yeah. Man, this album to me, I had memories with this album. All the sex I've had to this album is crazy.
Wow.
Hey,
we haven't had Story Time with Reg in a long time, bro. You gotta get the back.
I remember I had some good sex to this album back in the day, man. I'm telling you. Some albums like Low End Theory from Tribe Called Quest.
Wow.
This album, man. Like, I always want to have sex to Metallica. That's one art I've always wanted to have.
You told me that.
Yeah, like I'm gonna stick my dick in the girls like come to Never Land. Oh Jesus Christ. Anyway, but back to the music side of things. That's a bit TMI for y'all. I'm gonna save that story for another day. But I feel like this album, if Sade dropped an album post Love Deluxe in this time frame, it would kind of sound like this. Very beautiful album, like I mentioned before. A session, Don't Ever Wonder. I mean, that groove right there will always get you on the dance floor. And then Till the Cops Come. You know, I feel like this album, it's like the 70s. Oh, there's that Pac-Man. It's like the 70s equivalent to Marvin Gaye's I Want You, if that makes sense. Because it always plays out like a romantic movie and stuff like that. When I hear I Want You by Marvin Gaye, like this album, you know what I'm saying? I always picture myself in a movie watching the best black love story movies like in the 7, like them, like some Claudine kind of shit, or fucking Jason's Lyric, Love Jones, or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Real love movies, real black love movies and shit. You know what I'm saying? What? What?
Jada getting boned on the grass by
Oh,
that's so love. That's black love.
Jason's there's a more deeper essence in Jason's.
But that's all they were focused on was the sex scene.
Jason's
Church could not act. I love Church as a lyricist. He could not act.
Oh, believe me, we got a Tresh movie coming soon. We got to talk about. Believe me,
he was not good. I don't know what Lisa Marie Carson was doing in that. What was she doing?
Oh my goodness, oh my Jesus Christ! But I cannot wait to talk about both Jason's Lyric and Loving the Bullet one day, man. I can't. But Jason's Lyric is a real black love story, minus certain other movies. But yeah, Urban Hang Sweet, man. It's just a classic album. Whenever, wherever, whatever. Lonely's the only company. Oh my God. Yeah, man, classic. Don't fuck with me.
That's a new slogan that you said.
Well, let's just start saying it because niggas always trying to downplay your shit. I just said don't fuck with me.
Number 1, it is no guess. It's going to be my group, New Edition, Home Again. They're grown up. Second grown up album. The first album with Bobby back in the mix with all 6. And this is still to this day is the only New Edition album with all 6 members. Because when they went off to Bad Boy, you know, that boss over there on Bad Boy, he didn't want Bobby Brown fucking with his money and other things. You know, so this is still the only New Edition album with all 6 members. That is a damn shame. You know what I mean? But definitely a 5 mic classic with the production from Jermaine Dupri and Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and the Hitmen. You know, every song on there was fire. They could have did a video for every song on there. Even Ricky Bell had his own single from this album. Long overdue for Ricky Bell. You know what I'm saying? After BBD found success, he comes back in the mix, and they had him on more lead vocals, which is what I wanted from day one with this group. They never put Ricky on enough lead vocals. It was always about Ralph or Bobby. Bobby felt like he should have been the leader. He goes off and do his own thing. But they got back together, and they made a masterpiece with Hit Me Off, and You Don't Have to Worry. I also love the remix that he did for that with Missy Elliott. And Shop Around, Johnny Gill destroyed that ballad. I love that song. You know, Try Again was my joint too, where they sampled the Slick Rick joint from Great Adventures of Slick Rick. You know, Tighten It Up. Every track on here was fire. 5 mic classic. This is my top 3 because I got Heartbreak and Candy Girl in my 2. But yeah, top 3 for me. And their last great album. We're not gonna count the Bad Boy shit. This is their last great album.
You mean from the producer formerly known as
Yes, the one that was with those underground parties and, you know, beating bitches' asses in socks and a towel. That nigga.
I fucked up. Oh my goodness. I'm just gonna start saying that shit.
Well, I think I have a couple of honorable mentions.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna say 2.
Okay.
Sweat Self-Titled, which is a very, very, very dope record right there. You know what I'm saying?
What I liked about that album was Keith Sweat successfully transitioned from the happy dappy New Jack Swing to the more grown and sexy, you know, the grown and sexy contemporary R&B at the time, which he pretty much already kind of did with the Get Up On It album. But this album with Twisted and Nobody, yeah, he was on his bag with this one and shit like that. And this album was what the Keith Sweat, what Mission to Please was what the Isley Brothers and stuff, if that makes sense. My other honorable mention is Blackstreet's Another Level. You know what I'm saying? My Complicated Feelings of Blackstreet. Wow.
it peaked with this album, in my personal opinion. Now, like I said, I kind of prefer the first album. No, because that one had a more strictly R&B sound, but this one, another level. Yeah, another level. I was about to say level two. Pretty much, rose the bar high and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I love Fix. I love My Paradise Interlude. No Diggity. Classic. Like I said, I can never stand Don't Leave Me. I'm so fucking tired of that song. Don't leave me, girl, and I'll stay with you. I was like, man, ugh. But that's just my thoughts.
I don't mention is Genuine, The Bachelor.
Forgot about that. But damn, I forgot about that. Right?
I didn't even like that song when it came. I didn't like Pony when it came out. I just thought he was gonna be like a flash in the pan, one hit wonder. But he proved a lot of people wrong, and Timbaland's production was great on here. I love the Pony remix was fire too. I love that one, and he did Only When You're Lonely. That was my joint, and Tell Me Do You Wanna, and did a rendition of When Doves Cry. I don't like it, but he did a rendition for that, and production was fire. Definitely a great debut. And the Nutty Professor soundtrack. I know you did a review on that. That was great. You got joints from Smooth the Hustler and Trigger the Gambler. My crew can't go for that. You had Raekwon with Nasty Immigrants. You had LL Cool J with the Doing It remix, Doing It Part 2. Who else was on that? Devontae in the Basement. They had a joint on there. Touch Me Tease Me with Case and Foxy. Mary on the background vocals, and so yeah.
Definitely. I stayed longer than when I should have stayed, y'all, because I gotta go and get ready for work. I'm gonna be up in like 4 hours.
Right.
But this has been a very fun review and a fun list we did and shit like that. So this Tuesday we're gonna discuss Alchemist's Genuine Articulate album this Tuesday at midnight. This Wednesday we got the collection video at 6 p.m. Already got my albums stacked up right here. And then we're also gonna kickstart our Ghostbusters review. We're gonna talk about the movie and the soundtrack, so stay tuned on that. Then Thursday, we are going to discuss Jamie Foxx show at 6 p.m. and stuff like that. We'll be done by 8 o'clock, like way before 8 o'clock and shit.
All right.
Yes, sir. All right, and that's it for this week. It's gonna be a chill week. Next week, I got some stuff cooking up.
Yeah.
Thinking about doing Kid Caprice, the tape album. I'm thinking about doing that one.
Oh.
That's a Coaching album no one talks about.
Yeah.
And I was re-listening that Sunday, Apollo, but I'm gonna say my thoughts on that. But I'm gonna say my thoughts on that, boy. I don't want to get ahead of myself. Now, so somebody else will review that album, talking about a 5-minute or 6-minute review. So I'm like, yeah, this is the album right here. Half-ass shit. But
right.
Anything you want to say before we head out?
Thursday, I'm going live with the homie Darrell D.
Darrell D.
He's a hip hop historian, vinyl collector. Collects figures, T-shirts, rap tees, and all that. Comics. So we're gonna be talking some comics. How we started getting into comics. He has a comic book collection. I got a comic collection, and we're gonna show off like some of the newest ones we just got, and like maybe like monthly we're gonna be doing like different comic reviews, Marvel Civil War, that storyline, and we'll do some stuff from DC, and we're just gonna have fun with it. It's gonna be fun, just something different that I'm wanting to do with my channel for a minute, and I feel like now's the time, and so we're gonna go live at 8 p.m. and it's gonna be fun.
I'll definitely check that out and stuff like that. Like I mentioned to y'all before, the 8-Ball MJG album coming out hard. That's actually out of print. As I've mentioned earlier, it's going for like kilo prices and stuff like that too. That might be the most rarest album in their collection, to be real with you. So I'll be surprised if I even get that. I think the most I'll probably pay for is like maybe 20, 25 at least. But that's hopefully I can find a copy like that. Hopefully,
Yeah.
and not no chopped and screwed bullshit. 'Cause I know how sometimes when it comes to some of these southern albums, they like to re-release it, but they want to do chopped and screwed versions of it, which kind of pisses me the fuck off.
Right.
Like, why would I want to hear a chopped and screwed version of Scarface's The Diary?
I don't know. I mean they like driving slow and leaning with it down there. So in Texas is different. You know.
And look what happened. Look what that lean had done to many people. That's what I'm gonna say.
I don't know.
Had so many fucking lean and shit. You end up taking a fucking shit on your roof of your house and shit. You don't know how you got up there.
Oh, man.
Take so much fucking lean. You got motherfuckers trying to defend your ass and shit like that to perform at the Super Bowl. But your live performances lately I suck. That's all I'm gonna say. But anyway, that's all I'm gonna say for right now. Appreciate this try as usual.
All right.
I'll see y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.